What's up, fellow Rainmakers? Welcome to week 7 of the NFL. Week 6 didn't go so great for us. DraftKings and Yahoo, really, we got hurt by going with Adrian Peterson, who we hate now and will not make that mistake again. But in FanDuel, depending on your cut line, you may or may not have won. We won a couple of ours, so hopefully you won yours too. But that's the beauty of daily fantasy, is we live to fight another day, and we look forward to bouncing back in a big way this week. So let's get right to it and talk about our StormWatch week 7.
So for QB this week, we have a couple guys that we're really looking at that are great value. And I don't know if you've noticed so far that it's not really worth paying that expensive money to that QB each week. Every week there's a sleeper QB that's been putting up points. You know?
We called it with Kaepernick
and Fitzpatrick, right?
Fitzpatrick did great. So yeah, if you can find the right matchup, there's no need to waste your money at QB.
Exactly. And so this week we're looking at a couple guys like Nick Foles, right? He's going up against the Cleveland defense at home. And I don't know if you guys noticed, is that we like to go with cheap QBs on our 50-50s, but we also like to go with QBs that are at home, right? I love the home cooking.
Yep.
So we have Nick Foles. Another guy we have is Kirk Cousins. And yes, we know that he hasn't been playing too well lately, right? But again, he's at home, he's cheap, going against Tampa Bay defense.
Right.
So, and at running back this week, there's one in particular we feel like it's a great value, and we don't want you to overlook him this week because he was on a bye last week, and that's Todd Gurley at 7,400, right? I mean,
and yeah, actually him doing well actually kind of could help Foles too, so they kind of help each other.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people even do that QB running back stack for the tournaments, you know. And so, there's two other sleeper picks at the running back positions that we want you guys to look at. Is Alfred Morris, okay? He's at home against the Tampa Bay defense. I mean, they might be controlling the game, and they're going to be running the ball. So, I mean, he's only 5,600, so it's really cheap. And he would be great like for a tournament lineup. And another guy we want you to look at is Joique Bell, okay? Last week we gave you Stefon Diggs, and we told you guys, make sure Charles Johnson doesn't play. If he doesn't play, get Stefon Diggs in your tournament lineup. And if you did, I mean, he did really well.
Yeah, and his value jumped up this week, but
for 58 or something like that, yeah. But again, Joique Bell this week, okay? Make sure Amir doesn't play with that stinger, okay? And Joique Bell, if he's active this week, he would be a great sleeper for his price. Tag at 5,500, okay? And a couple of receivers that we really like this week are Willie Snead, okay? We know that he's pretty much been Drew Brees' favorite target, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Cooks has been a big disappointment, right? And Willie Snead is still only 6,500. And another guy we don't want you to overlook is Eric Decker. He scored a touchdown again, and he's only 6,200.
Yeah.
I mean, he's less than Willie Snead. He's less than a lot of, players out there.
Yeah. Brandon Marshall is getting a lot of targets, but then Decker's stealing some touchdowns.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
At 6,200, I mean, you can't beat that, right? And another sleeper that we have this week that we really like is Ted Ginn. Okay, at 5,300, we know this previous week he didn't play too well against Seattle defense, but usually the Seattle defense can't stop the tight end, right? Like Olsen, but they could stop the wide receiver. But this week they're playing against Philadelphia. Okay, and they just came off of a Monday night,
Monday night hangover.
So, I mean, Cam's going to just air it out to Ted Ginn at home, exactly. And so at the tight end position, we have, you have the usual suspects, right? The Gronk, the Gates, and all that. But the sleeper this week, that you might want to put in. And last week we gave you Julius Thomas. Not on the film, but we put it on our website, FFRainmakers.com. So remember to go on that. But this week we have Crockett Gilmore at 5,000. Okay. I mean, we know it's on Monday night.
Yeah.
Right.
His price is really cheap because he's coming off an injury. But
exactly.
right before that, he was looking pretty strong.
Yeah, so. and look for Patrick Peterson to lock down Steve Smith, right? And then usually the Arizona defense does not play well against the tight end, right? So Crockett Gilmore might get a lot of luck, especially in the red zone. So look for him. And then as far as defense this week, I know you guys are going down the list and looking at all the defenses, and it's really, really hard this week, right? You have the Arizona defense, which is the most. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to pay for that defense this week. But if you don't like to play Monday night and you like to just play the Sunday night lineups too, we really, really like the St. Louis defense, okay? At 4,500, that is cheap. And we believe that they should be at least ranked number 2 defense this week, you know? And so 4,500 at home against Cleveland, you know, I mean...
Yeah, hopefully you can tell we kind of like that matchup this week.
Yeah.
Cleveland at home, or Cleveland on the road at St. Louis. St. Louis coming off a bye.
Well rested.
Coming off a tough loss, so they want to bounce back.
I mean, that front seven is, I mean, they're quick, they're fast in that turf. I mean, they're going to get after McCown. And so, yeah, so those are our Storm Watch for week 7.
Yep. And as always, on Friday at noon
Eastern time, right?
Eastern time. We try to shoot for noon Eastern time. Noon somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll have our lineups out for you. So stay tuned and good luck.